Yeah, today is going to be another great day, and I want to specially welcome you to today's tutorial. My name is Odurole Mojibola, and we are going to be looking at this beautiful office shoe which has a covered front design. Now, the first thing I need you to know is that we are going to be making use of a shankless insole. There are two different ways you can make this. You can use the shank, you can use the shankless. I call this shankless. It has a square shape, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is transforming it into a pointed, design. So all I did was pick up my shoe last, which is pointed, place it on it to shape it out. I need you to know that in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you a lot when it comes to creating a cover front design. I'm not sure I've done this before on this channel. It's going to be my first time, and this is just to help you to be able to create one for yourself. So let's go right into it. The reason I'm starting with shankless insole, I call this shankless insole because you don't have to go all through trying to create an insole put shank. That's the reason I call it shankless, although it has a iron that makes it very stable, so it's not going to break in between when you are using it on a heel. So the reason I'm using it is because as a beginner, you might find it difficult to perfectly shape your shank to fit the heel height you're working with. If you actually want to create a low heel, like 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter high, understand heel, probably you want to just wear to work, you don't want it to be as high as this. Of course, you can decide to just go ahead and use your insole cardboard, which is called fiber here in Nigeria. You can use it as your insole. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin to grind the edges. Don't forget, I already marked it out. So what I'm doing now is shaping it into what I really want. If you're watching my channel for the first time, all we do right here is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. Our aim is to actually build your confidence, reduce your family expenses on footwear, and of course reduce poverty in our nation, because we believe that skill acquisition is key to poverty alleviation. So I want you to sit with me as we go through this. Somebody's already saying, but I don't have a grinding machine to do this. Please walk up to somebody or someone around you who has a shoemaking store and tell them you would like to actually grind your sole with their machine. Most times you see people allowing you to do that. If they ask you to pay a token, feel free to pay them. Some will say they want to do it themselves, that you should not use their machine. If you are okay with that, why not? Go ahead and do that while you save up gradually for a grinding machine. I didn't buy my grinding machine when I started. I also always go to a neighboring shoemaking workshop. I talk to them and they always allow me to, use their machine. In short, they are so excited that I'm a woman and I am making shoe. You understand, that kind of a thing. So I need you to know that you don't have to put yourself under pressure. This is not to put you under pressure to do what you cannot afford for now. But what I want you to know is that there are so many possibilities in you that will not come out until you take that bold step of faith by actually trying to make an attempt at doing what you see Jibbyfem Forte do at every point in time. Now we are beginning to actually reduce it. Of course, this is going to be taking a while. I deliberately left this video this way. It's not to waste your time, but I just want you to know that a lot of people have asked me, Madam, can I use this one for pointed insole? Of course, since I've not been able to lay my hands on a pointed insole, shankless insole for now, all I just do is just shape this out. I know somebody is wondering, will it be accurate? Will the two legs be accurate? I can ascertain it will be accurate. Now, can you see what I have? At the end of the day, this is what I have. I just follow the shape of the shoulders. There are so many disadvantages to actually using this particular shankless insole, and there are advantages. But I choose to show you all of them so that you can learn a lot from this video. Now you can see we have some excesses on the other side. I'm still going to take time to actually grind that until it perfectly fits. Now, if you look at this side, you find out that even the shoulders is not sitting properly yet. You can see that part bulging out. I need to let you know that all of this we have to do. Now we want to go into how to actually begin to prepare all of the upper. Now I have already placed what did they call it, the EVA foam. Now I want you to know that I've used this shankless on my channel severally before. You see, this is how I got, the shape that I'm cutting right there. I've used this shanklet severally, and if you would love to watch a full video on how to do that, I will try as much as possible to put it at the end of the video. If I do not, please just let me know. I would love to see how to actually wrap this kind of insole that you are using, and I will definitely respond to you. Please, if you ask me and I did not answer, I believe I must have answered someone else, and I want you to just check their comments and just click the link I added. The truth is that you have to help me to make this work easy by actually checking my responses to other people who have commented on my video. I want you to know that I appreciate every of your comments, and it's making YouTube, suggest my video to so much more people. So please keep commenting, keep liking, and don't stop sharing and talking about Jibbyfem Forte. Now I've applied the contact cement adhesive. It's popularly called a faux stick here in Nigeria. So I've applied it on the two sides. I want to just cover that part alone. Now you don't have to wrap it all around. Don't forget, it's a covered front you are making. It's an official women heel shoe, and you don't need to wrap the leather all around it. So it's just going to be on top of it. I know you have not liked this video. Can you please just click the thumbs up? It's free to give a thumbs up, and go and let me know in the comment section exactly what you are learning as you actually watch this video. Please, I need you to give me feedback. Your feedback will guarantee if I'm going to do more of official wears, especially for women. I may not do more of men, not because I don't want to, but because I want to solely base and teach those who are beginners. Yes, I want to encourage you that you can do this no matter what the circumstances. And if you want an upgraded class, you can send us a WhatsApp message using the number on the screen. So I'm taking my time to apply. Now I saw that while I was applying the gums, some of them stick to the right side of the leather. What you need to do is take your gum brush. You understand, if it's very dry, it may not work. Let a little bit of your contact cement adhesive be on it, a little. So you just begin to use it to pick it up. You place it on it and remove. It will remove literally everything, except if it's a suede leather. If your leather is suede, it may not be able to remove that. You will have to actually use some solvent to actually remove that. But if it is a kind of glossy surfaces like this, it will definitely remove it. Even if it's not glossy, as long as it's not suede, this works majorly on a lot of leather. So that is the only part I'm going to be covering, and I'm going to trim all of the edges out. I'm sure you are wondering, what is this woman up to? Now, if you do not have a pointed, shoelace, you may not be able to do this. I can categorically tell you that you can't create this kind of design we are trying to create without having the appropriate shoelace. As you can see, I'm using a wooden shoelace. I congratulate everyone who have actually ordered for that shoelace from me. I tell you, every other person that has been ordering now, in short, the supplier still sent me a voice note last night telling me that it has been so challenging because the person working on it for them has not been delivering the way they want the person to deliver. So I'm telling you, for those who have ordered for that particular kind of wooden shoelace, I need you to be patient. In short, I'm considering refunding those who paid, because my shoelaces are always on pre-order. I will help you to get them, and then it will be rebuilt to you wherever you are, even wherever country you are. Yes, I actually ship outside Nigeria. If you're not in Nigeria and you need shoelaces, I ship out, as well. I just encourage that you don't buy little things so that you will not have to spend a lot on the shipping cost. But the more you buy, the higher the weight, the more compensation you get when you are shipping out of Nigeria. That is what I have found out. So yeah, I need you to bear that in mind. You can write a list of what you want and send to me on my WhatsApp using the number on the screen, and then I will be able to help you to check what the weight will be and what the shipping cost will actually be. All right, let's quickly go into our wrapping. You can see the way I'm strategically wrapping this. Please don't make mistake of using a thick leather if you are actually a beginner. In short, if you are not a beginner, don't try to use any thick leather. This leather is so light and so easy to fold. As you are folding, you are pulling. In short, our insole is ready. If you are going to actually use a shank board, an insole cardboard, and a shank for this, it cannot be ready as early as this. Now, this is my upper pattern. I've already prepared this. If you think you want me to show you how I created this, please let me know in the comment section. Can you please quickly show us how you created that your upper? And I will definitely try and create a video on that. I know I have some videos, that I've used to create open toe designs like that, but I'm not sure I've created any cover design like this. I'll just show you how you can actually manipulate what you have already to do this. Now, let's begin to look at the first disadvantage that I observe in this. You cannot use a tack pin. You cannot use a staple pin. Now, this one that I'm using here, I just want to use it to hold down my upper. Because by the time you start pulling and lashing, it can move away from that particular spot. It can move. That is the reason why I'm holding it down with that thumb pin. I hope you get that. So the first disadvantage I observed while I was working on this is that I cannot use tack pin. I cannot use even nail to hold my insole with the shoe lace. The insole is plastic. You understand? It's hard. My nail cannot penetrate into, as in if I nail it, it will not enter. That is what I observe. It will be bending. So that is the first challenge with this particular insole. I am doing this because so many times, I'm sure so many times you might actually be working on a project and it's seemingly challenging and you're looking at it and say, why am I not getting it? I want you to know that so many times I go through a lot of these processes. I see so many errors. I try to correct them before I finally come to teach you. And to you, it looks like, this comes so easily. No. I want you to know that I must have experimented a lot. That's why I take time to experiment before I come to teach you anything. But I just want to use this to tell somebody that thing that you are trying, it may look challenging. There might be an alternative way to doing it that you have not gotten. My only source of inspiration, personally, is the Holy Spirit. Now, I am trying to use my gum to hold it down. Of course, this is also a trial. I know it cannot work, but I just decided, let me do this. So I wanted to hold it down. Somebody will be wondering, how will you remove it? Oh, don't worry, we will remove it. The reason is because, it's just that front part. So I can easily pull it out. Since I'm putting it on just a small space, there's just a spot. I find that it's still not working. Now, I noticed there's an opening at the back. This one has an opening. So it makes it, I felt like, okay, since there's an opening there, I'm going to be using my nail, like an inch nail. I'm going to be inserting it into it. Now, that opening is a bit wide. So it means I need a nail that has a cap that is wide, which I don't have. So I decided to get my insole cardboard. I cut like a square shape for my insole cardboard and I insert the nail into it. You understand? I insert the nail into it. Of course, I'm going to show you that. I insert the nail into it before I nail it down in between that space. And the truth is that it really helped me to hold it down. It helped me to hold it down. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So now I am trying to apply my contact cement adhesive. It's popularly called a Forte in Nigeria. If you have not subscribed to my channel, wow, what a wrong move. Hey, you have not seen my playlist though. You have not seen my pattern cutting playlist. You have not seen my simple shoemaking techniques playlist. Oh my goodness. By the time you finish this video, just click that icon under this video and go to playlist. You will see different options. You will see home, you will see videos, you will see playlists, you will see live session. Go and check them. I am sure you will be inspired to actually lay your hands on something to create. We are not limited on this channel to female alone. I try as much as possible to involve male, and I try as much as possible to also create children footwear too. But I find out that we are not responding very well to footwear, children footwear. That's why I'm trying to limit, how many of those things that I do on this channel. I want to give you what you need. So if there's anything you need and you want me to teach in my YouTube tutorial in this channel, please go to the comment section and make mention of those things. Madam, I would like you to look at this. If there's any of them, I already have a video on my channel. I'm going to definitely, share the link with you. Now, you can see what I said I did. I actually put, my insole cardboard. I inserted the nail, then I nailed it down. In short, it held it down for me. It held it down. But the observation I observed from this. Now, let's go to the lashing. You see that it's still trying to move away, but I'm still trying to position it. Now, let's go to the lashing. You will find out that I only apply my contact cement adhesive on my lining. I didn't apply on the leather yet. So because my leather is very soft, it was very easy for me to actually last this. If you are doing this for the first time, I encourage you to actually use a very soft leather. You can see the way I'm pulling. You have to be strategic about your pulling, or else it will not come out very well. You can see what I'm doing. Make sure that you use the stretchy part when you are placing it, because the truth is that your leather, some of our leather, some part of it, stretch much more than some other part. Check the grains and see which part is stretching more, so that you will know how to place your upper pattern on that. You understand? So with this now, I have actually positioned this. I've positioned this. I will tell you what I observe on this side. I observe that the width of my wooden lass is not the same width with that shankless insole. Don't forget, if you are creating, you're using your shank board, your insole cardboard, as well as your shank for this design, you will be using exactly the shape of the wooden lass or the plastic lass. That's the process. I have done that already on this channel. If you want me to show you how to create this insole for this particular kind of design as well, using using shank, please let me know in the comment section. I will show you. I've done also this on my channel. I will show you that. I find out that it's wider. So one way or the other, it's not aligned. When I'm lashing it, I find out that there are some spaces in between, like this part. The wooden lass is wider. So normally your insole and your lass should align appropriately, so that there won't be spaces when you start folding all around. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. I've asked you to ask me a lot of questions in the comment section. Please ask it in the way I am going to be able to respond. Don't just ask me anyhow. Ask me the way I'll be able to respond. And when you ask me like that, I will try as much as possible to respond and pin the response, so that other people too can see it. I'm telling you, you are going to be helping somebody as you do that. Please, before you go ahead and ask the same question, check what has happened prior to that. Can you see this? It's not properly stained. Now, the kind of leather you are using too can affect what you are doing. It has to be soft, but this plastic is plastic. So if you are not careful, it will also not make your design to stay properly well. You see, I just want to show you that it will stay here. Are you seeing those spaces, those little fold? The reason is because the insole and the wooden lass is not aligning, but I'm trying as much as possible to pull it just to make it balance. I'm sure you can see that. So what I did is that I find out that as much as I'm applying the contact cement adhesive, it's not staying. So I just went ahead and I just put a tip of glue and do it gently, because I found out that is staying. Now I want to put the front stay, which is the toe counter. We call it toe counter. So the essence of this is just to make that front part hard, like make it stay and stable. So what I just did is I put my paper pattern on that place and I place it on it. Now I'm going to be using this particular stay. You can use different kind of things for your stay. In short, our insole, our insole cardboard, which is popularly called fiber here in Nigeria, can actually be used as your stay for that front part. I can guarantee you can see that you can use it as your front stay. Of course, you have to file it. I'm going to be showing you all of this. If you have not liked this video, you are not my friend. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Subscription is free. Please, you can actually do me that favor of sharing this video with a friend in a community where you find yourself, where people are learning shoemaking. I'm sure they're going to be learning a lot from this. If you don't know my name is Odurole Mojibola. You can actually follow me on my Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. Of course, at Jibbyfem Forte on Facebook. Of course, my page is at Jibbyfem Forte on Facebook and on Instagram. And I have a personal profile, which is also Durole Mojibola on Facebook. So feel free to actually follow me. Of course, I share tips and I daily encourage my students, my followers, my friends on how not to exempt God in everything they do. Because I believe if you don't exempt God, you move faster than every other person in the same line of business that you do or in any phase of your life. So let's continue. Now, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be heating this. Yes, I need to heat this. It will soften it, and then I'll be able to put it right on it. So I'm going to be going through that process of actually heating it now. Like I said, you can actually use your insole cardboard. You don't have to look for what you don't have. Like I always say, you don't have to look for what you don't have. What you have is seemingly enough to do what you want to do. I mean every bit of this. Are you getting me? So let's place it gently. We're going to place this gently. Of course, I'm just trying to show you what it's going to look like. You see, she's actually helping me to actually hold it down. I have my students all around, as much as I'm teaching you and also teaching them, you understand? So like, I'm also going to file this, you understand, because it's also a bit thick. This one is also thick. When I place my leather on top of it, I find out that it's showing. You can, vividly see it. So I really need to be very careful, with that. So I will be having a lot of hand here because my students will be helping me to hold it. Sometimes what do they call it? One side of it is actually having adhesive. So I'm activating the adhesive on one side, by actually hitting it. That's what I'm doing right here. So when you touch it, you find, in short, as soon as it's hot, you can easily place it and it will stick to that front. Of course, it's now the pulling. You have to make sure it's very hot. Hey, the blower in the heater blew it off. So please let me know, what have you learned from this video? Where are you watching me from? And how long have you been watching Jibbyfem Forte? Please let me know in the comment section, how has our video helped you? What are the things you would love us to teach on this channel that will also help your shoemaking journey? So yes, I remember my students were telling me that they can't see the screen. They can't see the screen. They really care about you guys. So please don't forget to like this video. Please share it. That community you belong. So I always advise that you start from the center. Yes, pull it like that. Now, if you are using an insole cardboard, my advice is that go to your grinding machine and first of all try to reduce the thickness of that insole cardboard. That's what you should do first. Reduce it so that it will be soft enough to pull all around. Even this one is a bit thick, but I find out that hitting it and eating it, I don't know whether because I've bought a lot of them for a while, so it's not sticking like it used to stick, when I initially bought it. But nevertheless, I still took my time to make sure that I keep pulling it, and as much as the blower is blowing my hand, it's really very hot and it's still opening up again. So all I did for this was just to take my time to keep blowing. Later I went to my grinding machine. I reduced the thickness. That's another thing I did. I went to reduce the thickness from outside, the outer part, so that then I now heated it. You understand? So I need you to see this. Can you see that those lines are showing? So that's actually too thick. I'm going to now go ahead and then, grind it like I said, like make it a bit lighter. So with that, I'll just go ahead and last it. If you use glue here, it will not catch it. It will not stay. Yeah. All right. So we are going to take time to reduce that part, like I said, because of the thickness. That's why we are seeing those lines. And I think it's not going to be good enough to leave it that way. So I'm just going to try to lighten all those parts off. I'm going to take my time to do this, and I'm going to definitely be showing you as I am doing them. So if you use an insole cardboard, like I said, because of the thickness, it might be difficult for you to even place it on it in the first instance. That's why I said reduce the thickness, come to your grinding machine, try to make it flat, flatten it all around, so that when you apply your contact cement adhesive, it will be looking much more, better. So don't hesitate to take your time to do all of this. And when you find out that it's okay, then you are good to go. Don't forget I told you that the front part, I also try, each time I do that, you see, I try to each time I file it, I try to pull it to check what it looks like, to be sure whether it's still thick or not. You can see it's still there. I'm still having it. So this one is going to be, of course, you're going to be taking your time to do all of that. Don't forget I said I actually flatten, the toe counter as well, just to make it a bit easy for me to be able to return, of course, and that really helped, that front part. At this point, I'm already through with all of that, and I've been able to actually, perfectly do the right work on, the thickness and all of that. I'm just going to apply my contact cement adhesive on this part, and I'm also going to apply on top of the leather as well. Allow it to dry, and then of course we are going to place it, on top of it. Don't forget, I've shared with us. Oh yeah, no. So now go ahead and tell me in the comment section what are the things that I say is a major challenge with this, because I find that after we finally last it, it will actually have an effect on the final look of our women office wear. It has an effect because of the fact that the what did they call, the wooden last was wider than our already made shankless. It's already made. So don't forget, you can actually create this using your shank board, your insole cardboard, and all of that. So strategically, I'm going to place this right now. I'm going to place it since it's dry. So please, you have to be careful at the spot. Now my leather, like I said, my leather is very soft. I use a very soft leather. In short, you can start with a fabric. Yeah, get a beautiful fabric that, of course, that will not stress you. So I'm going to first of all try to put, in short, this. It came out so lovely. I can guarantee that it came out so beautifully done, except that the width of the wooden last. So if you want to actually if you want to tell yourself that I'm going to be using wooden last all the time, this particular wooden last, and I'm going to be using a shankless insole, you can shape your wooden last. You can reduce it and let it form the shape. But the problem is that it might affect the final size, because by the time you reduce the width, if it was 41, like this one is 41, it would not finally, perfect for 41. You understand? So you can see what this look like. You don't know how much I love this. Rightly looking at it on the shoe last, I love it. I'm sure you have not liked this video. Come on now. Can you just do me that favor of actually clicking the like button, like this video, and of course don't forget to share in your community where you all learn shoemaking. Yes, I tell you that you are going to be blessing a life with this, and you are going to be sparing somebody from something that they have been having challenges with when they are making it. Yes, so don't go and use one hard leather or thick leather that you'll be sweating as you pull. You understand? You lay your hands on a soft leather and you are good to go. I can guarantee that you are good to go. You understand? So, you can actually wear this just like a mule without having a back pattern, just like our design has a back pattern. I hope you know. So that one too is part of it. You can create this and wear it just like a mule, which is actually called half shoe. You understand? So, but the back pattern makes it look more like a women official wear. You understand? You can wear this to church. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So it means for you to be able to use this shankless, I can guarantee that you need a perfect, kind of shoe last. For it, you need a perfect kind of shoe last. So your shoe last is going to actually contribute a lot to your final outlook. So from what we have now, I'm going to try as much as possible to, grind all of the, back part or this side. I'm going to try to grind it. And after that, we're going to now come and look at the final outlook. You will see what I'm trying to talk about. It didn't fit very well, especially the hand. Not the toe part looks so perfect, but the end, towards the end of the design, was not looking very firm because it was not attached to the insole. All right, let's remove our thumping. Let's see the final product. Thank you so much. If you stay this far, trust me, I love you like anything. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching this as a live session, please make sure you answer every question that I ask, and of course I am going to see you in my next tutorial. Thank you once again. Bye for now.